Welcome back to another episode of the Marbolian League 2026. Today, we have the Biathlon, which instead of being a race like the triathlon, is more of a time trial, where first you have to navigate through a course, and then complete a challenge to subtract time from your time doing that course. You will start with all 4 marbles from one team at the top, then they will go down this track, consisting of 2 little pinwheels there, a little well, then a few more obstacles until you go down that little Hubolino section, and then each marble will land in a different spot, and based on where they land, they will subtract anywhere from 1 millisecond to 10. Our demo team today will be Clown, trying out the course for us. Not doing too great, but they didn't have as much time to prepare as their teams today, so you can't be too upset with them. Our first actual team to compete will be the River Rapids. Their last marble falls behind a little bit, but all of them managed to get a 0.3 or above millisecond subtractor, and they do relatively pretty well. Next up, we have the Seahorses. Their last marble falling behind, and they end up all over the place, only getting a 1.3 as their subtraction for a total of 7.09. Still doing better than the River Rapids. Our third team up will be Snowball Effect. Down that well, through the little windy section, ending up with 3 in that white and 1 in the blue for a total of minus 1.4, 6.72. The Titans up next. This team has had a rough season, managed to get 2 silver medals in a row, almost get a recovery, but not quite. Through those pinwheels down that well, through the windy section, staying fairly well together, but it appears that one got stuck on that stair, which will actually result in a plus 1 second penalty, meaning they will total it in 8.24. Yikes. That will be our lowest score of the day so far. Labyrinth up next. Down that staircase, through the Hubolino funnel, 3 in the white, 1 in the yellow, for a total of 6.58. Not bad from that team at all. Phoenix, how will they be able to do? This is definitely still a team with high podium ability, and they seem to show it off pretty well in this event, getting one all the way to the end for that minus 1 second bonus for a minus 1.9 total. Very good from them. The Pumas are up next, down that well, through the windy section, down the stairs, through the funnel. It appears that they actually lost a marble as well, and they will only get a minus 0.1 for their modifier, for a total of 7.78. Not too horrible, all things considered. Lyman Dashers, our last team for the first half, so our 8th team overall, down the windy section, staying relatively well together, landing all in the white for a total of minus 1.2, 6.79. Not a bad score in the slightest. In fact, let's take a look at our scores so far. Phoenix actually in the lead, speaking of them having high podium contention. Labyrinth close behind. I believe it was them who actually won yesterday's event. They're very good at maze-themed events, as we have learned. Not far behind them are Snowball Effect and then Lyman Dashers, who are both teams who really need to step up their game if they want to catch up in the season. Then finally, Seahorses, River Rapids, Pumas, and Titans. Titans still at an 8.29. Not good for them. Our returning champions, Tidal Wave have not actually had as successful as a season, but we'll see how they do. And they seem to be doing pretty well in the biathlon so far, actually, but not as well in the distance drag. Minus 1.2 only. Actually, not that bad. I believe this is Electric Eels. Kind of hard to tell. They blend into the starting gate there. Down that pinwheel, through the well, down the windy section, into the stairs. And they end up all four in the white for a minus 1.2 or a 6.94. Pretty average score. I would usually expect higher from the Electric Eels, actually. Skyfire, who I believe is in dead last of the standings, or second to last at the very least, really would hope to make a recovery. And they seem to be doing pretty well, all things considered. Getting one into that minus 0.5 and the rest into the minus 0.3 for a minus 1.4 or a 6.90. Not a bad total score. Will Caffeine Cruisers be able to do any better? I know this is one of our moderators' favorite teams. Doing okay. Not staying together all too well. Not sure how much of a difference that makes, as it is only the last marble whose time gets counted. 7.04. Not great. But yes, as I was saying, only the last marble gets counted for time, and then all of the distance drag scores are what gets subtracted from that. Caramel Swirlers up next. They are actually in the dead last standings of our competition, so they really need to hope for a recovery. And they do just that, speeding through. Managed to get one all the way to that ending line for a 5.96. That is our best score yet of the day. I'm not sure if we'll see a team beat that. Crystal Clear also has been having a great season and is the last team that stands a chance against beating the Snow Wolves to try to win Marbolian League 2026. Will they be able to do it? They have a pretty good run overall. A 6.22. Speaking of the Snow Wolves, next up we have the Snow Wolves, who may become not only the first team in Marbolian League history, but in all Marble Leagues across YouTube to ever win a Marble League before the tournament ends. Having a pretty good run, and a spectacular run actually. For a minus 2.1 or a 5.85, they are now in the number one standing of our event. I can't believe it. I think the last thing they'd need right now is another gold medal. They're almost suffering from success. Our last runner of today will be Martian. Will they be able to shut down the Snow Wolves? Down that pinwheel, through the well. Not doing great in the distance drag. A 7.18. No, it will not do it. But let's take a look at our standings. Now that we are all done. Snow Wolves, who won again. I simply don't know what is going to happen next. Caramel Swirlers, Crystal Clear, close behind them. Phoenix is in fourth. Another team that's been doing quite well lately. Labyrinth as well has also been making quite the recovery, as well as Snowball Effect and Lyman Dasher, who have been seeing pretty good results lately. But let's congratulate our medalists. Crystal Clear, Caramel Swirlers, and Snow Wolves. And if we take a look at our updated scores, I believe that the Snow Wolves have done it. They have won the Marbolian League 2026. But we are not done yet, folks. We'll have a whole award ceremony for that. But we still have a battle for the podium, and I'm not sure how much longer Crystal Clear can hold on to it, or maybe they can. You'll just have to find out. But in the meantime, I have always been your host, Dogbot300, and thank you so much for watching.